seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am celestial earth in this divine energy essence of it all. Reporting to you live from the fifth dimension, as usual. So, as usual, I bring you the news to infuse if you so choose to infuse with that light. If not, you can refuse, but remember, if you refuse, be prepared to be fried and on the grid. And I'm really talking about that frying on the grid right now. There's a lot of frying going on right now. This is an important share that I have to share with you right now, which has to do with the parasitic energies that are glued or utilizing, holding on to the inauthentic energies, right? So the parasitic energies are holding on through inauthentic energies on the vibratory field. And this is really important. This is a conversation I had earlier today that really brought, and it was a question that was brought to my attention about it. And it's very important. It's very important and can be, I want to say dangerous, but I don't want to do doom and gloom, right? This is not about fear mongering. It's not about bringing fear, but bringing awareness, especially to the 144, bringing awareness to what's happening with the energies and the frequencies right now. And listen, it is real, it is true, it is deep. We really have to look into energies. A lot of people are saying 5D, but let me tell you, 5D is not just about being in the fifth dimension. You're living in a different reality, a different timeline, and it's about the energies. The fifth dimension is about everything in expression. So it is not, we really have to stop looking at only what is visible and physical. Even though we're spiritual, a lot of people are still habitually used to only going by what people say and do in front of their eyes. There is an energy behind that. Please tag someone if you know what I'm talking about. This is an important message. So tag someone, share it, whatever you need to do, like, subscribe, put a comment, send emojis so that the algorithms could take it to where it needs to go, because certain ones really need to hear this, especially those who are transcending into their next timeline. These parasitic energies are holding on through inauthentic vibrations, and however that shows up, this is multidimensional. This is multi levels to this. This is not just one way. And they're utilizing the simplest things. I know you've been hearing me talk about parasitic energies, but today the conversation went a little bit deeper as I was questioned about it. Shout out to Laura. Thank you for the question. And it's to know that there are these energies, and I'm going to give it to you from like a personal experience, is what she asked me of it. And I said to her that this energy, right, there was something, a play that I was part of, and it was good, but the energy behind it was parasitic. And we have to be able to pay attention to that, meaning they mean no harm. Take your eye off of the people. It's not personal. They're not consciously aware of it, but there is an energy behind them. Ashe, peace, love, and light. And that energy is what's driving them. And we have to understand what this energy is. And it is that real desperate energy. You've been hearing me talk about it, but we have to really see what that energy is. And although they meant well and they invited me into this play, I had to look back and see that there was an energy, a light sucking energy, right? They want to siphon out your light. Because while I was in activation, they could not get a hold of me. And it was not till the next day that they could, which means that the parasitic energy knew that there was an opening, and it used a particular person to get through and ask of my attendance and to be a part of, which I did. And I was interested, so I put a certain amount of effort, and afterwards it felt draining as much as I liked it. And I'm saying this so that you understand, overstand, and understand, even if you like it, we got to watch out for these things, because that's how it's going to play us now. It's going to come in ways that you like something. So you're going to feel like it's okay. No, they are now going to use the things that you like and the things that you're interested in, the parasitic energies, to siphon out your light and your energy, because that's the only way it's going to get your attention. Remember, they're desperate. And with all of us quantum leaping and changing our timeline, and we're changing the circles we go around, they're aware of that. So how else are they going to get to you? It's going to be through things that you're interested in or things that you don't mind doing. It's going to be, you're going to look at it like, oh, it wasn't a bother to me. It doesn't matter if it's a bother. Right now, we have to ask for, yes, there's a demon called. Exactly. Thank you. It's a demonic energy. And when I say demon, I don't mean like goblins and goblins. I mean that parasitic energy, that archon energy, the reptilians, whatever it is you want to call it, the opposition energy, right? And so it will be what uses people, your very loved ones, and things that you like to siphon your light. Let me say that again. It's going to use things that you like to siphon your light. Ashe? So I say this so you understand what's happening. As she asked me, what is happening in the energies? And I said, well, they meant well, but the energies within them, behind them, which they hold unhealed wounds, and they're not being authentic with themselves about what's really going on. If you don't do the work, you're not hosting true authenticity. So if you're not shadow working, if you're not peeling the layers and peeling the soot off of your soul, if you're not facing your shadows and not doing if you're not having the ego debts that is helping to peel these layers and pull out timelines worth of crap, then you are susceptible to these energies, and you're susceptible to the usage of these energies. Peace, love, light. All right? So it is what is holding them right now in their desperations. So while it was something that I liked, when I did it, I realized that there was a pull on my energy. And how did I know that? By the way it was handled, right? The way it was used, and with all the work that I did, there was no regard to that, right? Not to say they weren't aware or thankful, but they did not recognize it in a certain way. And it's not that I'm looking for recognition, but the energies are showing me, why do you think that is? Why do you think that you did all that work and there was no recognition towards that, when everybody can see all the work that you put in? And had you not done that, it would not have turned out the way it did. And then the energy showed me, because there is no true, you're only being used for your light source, because you come with a certain light, right? So for those of us that come with a certain light, we hold the vibration, right? They don't want you to recognize them, but they need your light. It is grade A fuel. They need your light. They need the energy that your light comes with. So they use your light. And there's another thing that they get off of using your light. It's like they get off on that. There's something in that that feeds and fuels that energy, just by being able to tap in and use you in a slight sense of confusion, because you're confused at that, when you're not sure, when you're doing something and you enjoy it and you're not sure that that conversation that you're having or that interaction that you're having is really siphoning your light and slowing you down from something else, because it's also a slight distraction, which is what I noticed, right? They couldn't get me before, they got me in, and then it was a slight distraction of what I could have and should have been doing with my light. The energies are very desperate to even turn your head for a moment, because they are that desperate. So we have to recognize it. It is that serious. It is that deep. So whatever you do, think twice about what you're doing, who you're doing it with, how you're doing it, what is the engagement in the energetic field. If there's any type of inauthenticity, you must refrain, right? No, I'm not vegan. I just saw that. No, I'm not vegan. How much would it cost for you to get, let me see, to get on the floor? What? To get on the floor and bark like a dog? Okay. Um, what else do I have there? What question? Do you have OnlyFans? Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there, but let me, you see, distractions. Like, this is very serious. These distractions are no joke. Anything to throw you off for a moment. That even just to get you to not say something, like, let me use this as an example. Yes, that was a quick distraction, and it would do that. It would throw out things like that just to throw off something important that needed to be said. It's that serious. I want us to notice that. So things that are coming up, look at what the energy is coming, and look at what's been shown to you. Don't override anything. Don't override your third eye, being that this is third eye day. Do not override because there's a way that even when they came to me, I saw things that showed me that there's nothing that had changed from previous, because we had done something with them before, and there's some things that are done a little bit unorganized and not really a certain level of appreciation in the professionalism of appreciation type of thing. Um, and I saw that. I saw hints of that. And the moment I saw that is when I was to say, you know what? I pass on this, because I see that there's nothing there that has changed. And we're in a space now where it's not our job to tell people what to do to make the change. That's not our job. It's for us to recognize where they really are and do not engage. If you can call it out, call it out, right? But be mindful too, because what you're calling out can also agitate and trigger, right? And this is a narcissistic film that is over what is happening. And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I don't want to say that now, but be aware that this is a narcissistic film. And if anyone knows a narcissist, if you point it out, it only triggers an attack. Don't think that you're going to change their mind or you're going to help them to understand something. You're only going to aggravate them. You're only going to agitate the, let's say, the demonic energies that are attached, the parasitic energies that are attached to them, right? um right, that's what I said. Why would you ask me that? It's just that's the, see, that's why I got the burn. That's the energies, that's the frequencies, right? um Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. You are attacking me. Okay. See, that's what it is. Let me just say, this is what I was telling her. If your light is shining like that, just by you lighting the way and the path, your light is an attack on what they're trying to hold on to. So this parasitic energy, it's the desperate energies that, and that's, let me get to that question because it came across my mind 3 times and I passed it. There was a question that she asked, like, what is it that, is it because something's pushing forth? And I said, yes. We have to remember that with this split, as 5D is emerging and 5D is pushing forth, the fifth dimension is birthing. We are birthing the new earth. And so as that is happening, it's almost like we're on our last push. We're pushing right now, and it's like getting that last push out. And while we're having that last push, the desperate energies are desperate to have their last chance to grab something. So while you're pushing, they're desperately grasping. And by any means necessary, whatever they can do, and I do mean whatever. So the parasitic energy is going to use them where they are at with their wounds and what they have not fixed, to just to connect to you, just to jab, just to poke, just to do something to pull you off of your focus, because we're becoming too focused. Those of us who are lighting up on the light grid, that's too much focus. They're being fried on the grid and it feels like an attack to them. Ashe? So what happens is, if we're not careful, we fall into the snares and the traps. These are snares and traps that they're just, it's like I'm seeing Ghostbusters. Like if y'all remember when they throw the trap in the room to catch the ghost, it's like that's what they're doing now. They're throwing these traps in the room and opening up and hoping that you fall in. And so we have to realize, and they will come in the cutest and the nicest ways, and we have to realize that it is something that is really to throw you off guard and to hold back. And they know this, it's ridiculous, it's futile, because they know they can't stop the light. They know this, but it doesn't matter. That's why they're desperate. Desperate energies doing desperate things. It doesn't matter that they know they can't hold it back. All right? Because what they're doing is they're just doing what they can to stay alive. It's futile, but they don't care. Right? Welcome everyone. Please like shots. Oh, thank you for sharing that. They're doing what they can to hold whatever they can hold on to, because the vibratory field, that's what I was explaining to her. So this is what we need to understand about the inauthentic energy in the vibratory field. What they use is the parasitic energy utilizes inauthenticity. So anyone who is in their inauthenticity, not in the truth of themselves, living in the false stories, the false narratives, all of that, not doing their revealing to healing, That is inauthenticity. And all it takes is for you to be in agreement with that inauthenticity. And you don't have to say yes. When I say agreement, it means by you doing things with them, by you sensing the inauthenticity and not standing your ground and setting the tone, right? And not saying, no, I will not do this. No, I will not give you a hug. It's as simple as that. And even I caught myself in that today because I went somewhere where I know this is a spiritual place, and it's inauthentic energy, and they're running out of time. And I'm being sent to even share that information, with them, because they're kind of pulling on me. Some of them like, hey, come in. And it's like, no, I can't do this with you. I can't be in that inauthentic vibration, because then I help hold that, believe it or not, you help hold that glue for them just by being in it. And you can't even receive stuff from them, right? Like I said, a hug, because the hug means so much more to them. And so you're helping them to hold what they want to hold in agreement. You're helping them to really stitch back the inauthenticity in the vibratory field. And our job right now is to be the authenticity that highlights the authentic truth resonance. There's a truth resonance already here. That truth resonance exists in the light grid. It exists in our field. And as we emerge, more of the truth resonance is intertwined, is expanding, and they can't stand that truth resonance. So while that truth resonance is breaking it apart, busting them out the seams, they take their inauthenticity and they're stitching it back together. And we just keep cutting it and breaking it and cutting it and breaking it. And so we have to watch everything that we do and say, and not paranoia, not fear mongering, but be very mindful. Take a second thought before you say yes to something, right? I gave hugs today that I should not have. And I know it's that serious. You may even say, but a hug, no. And if you do hug, at least when I did, I made sure I didn't hug with, there's a way that you hug where you really just bring it all in. And that person can just, suck from you, basically, right? Just siphon it out. So you have to hug in a way where you're still kind of doing this. You embrace, but it's kind of like that professional hug. A little pat on the back, or you embrace, but make sure you're not pulling your energy into the hug. Or best bet, don't hug at all. Give them a Wakanda, Wakanda forever. Like, and these times we can do that. Take charge for your own space and say, no, I can't do that, but love and light to you. Love and light to you. Practice saying whatever it is, blessed be, whatever it is that you can say. Let them know that you touch your heart. You can do something endearing, like I share my heart with you. But to actually embrace, no, because that's what they want, to help keep them in the inauthentic energy, and you keep feeding that. And they don't know it consciously. I want us to understand that. They don't know that consciously, right? And so this is why you can't take it personal. Be transpersonal. And some of these things, like the person I went to speak to there wasn't there, but I could see the fight and the battle. I know that she's getting it already. She knows I'm coming. She feels me in the vibratory field, because the light is that potent. And there's some things that are in the energy field, is from a past life. Let me put it that way. When you see certain patterns, things that happen in a certain pattern, is showing you that this is beyond this lifetime. There's some conflict from a past life. So what's happening is, in case with this person as an example, they're avoiding the connection. They're repelling, and they don't know that they're repelling, but they're repelling. And it makes them uncomfortable. Consciously, they don't know. But consciously, they know they're uncomfortable, but they don't know how to face that discomfort. So they continue to repel, and they don't know that this is something from even past lives, and that because it was never cleared up in the past life, and the reason why it's haunting them today is because they're not holding themselves accountable. They're not in an authentic vibratory field. If you can't hold accountability, then that's inauthenticity. Unaccountability equals inauthenticity. So if people don't have true accountability, it's inauthentic. And so they hold themselves bondage to that inauthenticity, and they allow the desperate energies to use them, because the desperate energies want to keep that inauthenticity field going, to hold back the authenticity that is rising with the new earth. But the person itself, the person who is being the vessel, who is being the puppet for this parasitic energy, doesn't know that. But they don't know that they're in bondage to this frequency. And if they're not doing the work, this is what I explained to the person I was speaking to. If they don't do the work, they won't see it. If they in this lifetime, and I can see it, that they're not doing the work. That's why they're having the issues that they have, because they're not doing the work in this lifetime to have true accountability, to allow this to fall away from them, to allow it to work with them. And even in the multiple lifetimes, 12, see, cyclical completion, they're not allowing the full circle. They're not allowing the cyclical completion, which they don't realize. As much as they want to repel me, I have come because I am has sent me. Right? And I have come because I am the very thing that is the opportunity to hold accountability. And for some of you, it may be the same thing. You are the one that is the opportunity to bring this accountability to them. Now, what they do with it is on them. At this point, we can only bring it to them in that light. But we can't talk about it in a 3D form, because then they draw you back into 3D, and they keep themselves in the 3D, because it's not about what's happening. You know, like they think it's just about classes, right? For example, it's about some classes that I was supposed to, an internship. And it's like, you think you're doing something for me, but it's not. It's for you. I am here so that you can do what you are supposed to do, so that you can have accountability and do what you're supposed to do. That's going to open the doorway for you. It's not for me. Right? So, but if you have the conversation with them, they just look at it at the 3D level. And these are spiritual people, because they don't want true accountability. They're going to twist and twine and look at what's happening in the physical realm and say, oh, but this and that and this and that. And it's like, it's not about this and that, though. It's about the energy behind that. Are you looking at the energy that is the driving force? And are you looking at look deep into yourself to really see why you're repelling, and why you have been repelling for so long, right? A vision without action is merely awe. Is that awe, A-W? Because we have to have action. So they have to do something to overturn that. And if not, the energies will just continue to draw them down. And these will be the ones that collapse in those timelines. But I say this so that we understand what's happening at a multidimensional level. Please understand, this is the energies behind them. We're not, this is where they say, I don't deal with flesh and blood, but it's with the principalities. These principalities are the energies behind it. And this is what we're dealing with. And so people are not facing themselves. They're still caught in the ego. As long as they have the ego's narrative, because they have some fears and they have some unhealed wounds, it is holding the ego's narrative, which is what the ego wants. Now, this brings me to the narcissistic part. There is a narcissistic film over the collective. And I'm going to keep talking about this, because I don't believe people are really looking at it in this way. I'm not just talking about the personality disorder of narcissism, which, by the way, is on a spectrum. So everyone has a bit of narcissism in them. You got an ego, you got narcissism, because the narcissist is the highly misappropriated aspect of the ego. It's ego gone rogue. So when you think of a narcissist, it's the misappropriated ego gone rogue. Right? So aside from the personal part of it, there is a narcissistic film over the collective. So that means what they do is out of control. Thank you, Spirit. That's when I was explaining this to her, because they're going to set things, and it's going to be little things. Every little thing they do, please know that is a form of control. The desperate energies, the parasitic energies, the way it holds on is through control, because it feels out of control. That's why it's desperate. So anything it can do to feel the need for control, that need is to feed the greed of the ego. The need of control, the need of control feeds the ego. And that is the broken ego, the narcissist gone rogue. It is very narcissistic. So what they're doing, when I say there's a narcissistic film, what they are doing personally, intrapersonally, interpersonally is narcissistic. They are desperately grasping to have some type of control because that keeps them in the belief pattern, because they know that parasitic energy knows you just need to believe, and they need to believe that they're in control just to keep a glimmer of hope, to hold on to the old world, to keep the new world from transpiring, to keep ones from going into their higher timelines, because they want to keep what they can keep, as much of the dead world as they can keep. So that narcissistic film is, just think of people are plugging into that. Just kind of see them plugged into that. And think about what they're asking you to do. And they may ask it in nice ways, but please look at the intentions behind it. Look at the purpose behind it. Look if it even has a purpose, and be honest with yourself. If it has no purpose, then they are fighting for control. And that is being hinged to the narcissistic film that is over the collective. And when I say over, I don't mean it's over all of us like we're all in bondage, but there's this film there that the parasitic energy is definitely attached to, and they draw from that and they plug into that, and they're so desperate they would do anything to throw you off. So they're going to pull at you, and they're going to do it in nice ways. Please know what I'm saying. They're doing it in nice ways. This is not, they're not going to come and you're not going to see it and be like, oh yeah, that's a parasitic energy. Most times you're not going to notice it, because I'm going through it and I'm seeing how I have to constantly be catching myself with the nice people and the nice things, the things that look nice, because they are unaware. Because they are also unaware of their wounds. This is why we have to know thyself. Ashe, who feels it, knows it. Know thyself to know what it is that needs to be done. Right? They want us to pray to God when God is within us. Ashe. Right? They want us to, even that is a control. Do this, do it that way. Like, I literally have to look at little things and I have to just take a deep breath, because I don't have time to explain it to them. Because if you do, they're going to go back and forth in a third dimensional debate with you. When you're seeing in the realm of the unseen, you're seeing in the energy field, you are seeing into the atmosphere of the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension has a different atmosphere from them. To 3D, atmosphere is just the air that they breathe. To fifth dimension, the atmosphere are the things that we see. It's not just the air that you breathe, but believe me, we're breathing in those energies. To 5D, the atmosphere is how people are being, what energies they're sitting in. And we see it so loud. Like, I had to tell one of my children today, look, the thing that you're doing, right? I don't think you realize the quantum leap that I had lately, because you're not realizing everything you're doing. It looks ridiculous. And you really think, and I'm not talking about regular level, like, oh, they think they're getting away. It really looks ridiculous, because in our eyes, for those who are at this level, it's so plain. It's so plain. It's beyond energetic, right? It's so clear that it looks physical. It's like we have these 5D glasses on, and everything in the atmosphere is really just happening. You're seeing shit in the invisible. You are literally seeing the parasitic energies move around and jump about. Think of it like that. So someone may be smiling, hoo-hoo, but you got your 5D glasses on. So it's like, oh shit, that is a big parasite. They're not what they say they are. They're not about what they say they are. Oh, that society that says that they're for this and this and that, or that government, or that political whatever. Even the Toure thing, I'm looking at it a little sideways, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I don't know what it is yet, but something is being unfolded. And with the 5D glasses I got on, I see some other stuff happening. All right, I'm not going to go into that, but I'm just saying it's things like that. When you have the 5D glasses on, you are seeing things that are not being said with the plain eyes, with the 3D eyes, or even with the 4D eyes, because this is 5D. You are seeing energy, time in expression. It is being expressed to you, right? Oh, whose birthday is it? Happy birthday. Oh, it's in July. Your birthday's in July. That's not today. What type of Ray is going on right now? Let me stay the course. I may have to not read some of these lines right now, cuz see, that's that energy just jumping around like boom boom boom. No. This is what we have to say no to. See, I'm going to use this as an example. Like I just had to say, I have to set the tone like I just had to say. I won't be able to read these now because there's something that's happening that wants to take off the focus. And these parasitic energies are looking for inauthentic energies. Please do not fall for the snares and traps. Don't let Ghostbusters throw in that snare and that trap for you and you get sucked into that box. Because that's what they want. Only problem is they can't keep us in the box. They can't lock us in the box. The only thing they could do is distract us for a moment because we're so on our ish right now, especially the 144 ascendants, right? So yes, hi Nafisa, it is so clear. We have to be on our P's and Q's. Look into these inauthentic energies. Look at all the multidimensional levels that I'm talking about. It's not just one level. Nothing is simple. Even if you're at work, there's nothing that's just as you see it, like, oh, I'm just inviting them to lunch. It's not just a lunch. Look at what's behind it. Someone is asking you for a favor. It's not just a favor. Look at what's behind it. Put on your 5D glasses. Please do. It could be a family member reaching out for something. Oh, remember that time I did this and that for you? Putting on the guilt trip and all of that. Put on your 5D glasses and unapologetically say no. Unapologetically, and know that you're standing up for the authentic energy. That's what I want us to understand. Please stand up for the authentic energy. When we breathe more life into the authentic energy, when we stand firm with them and we don't go with whatever they got going on, it helps to the emergence of more authentic energy. It helps to have it light up in the vibratory field and on the light grid. It lights the light grid up that much more, and it causes the inauthentic the layers of inauthenticity to fall away. And we're talking about for lifetimes. I'm talking about past lives, y'all. Some of y'all are dealing with people that are past life, what do you call them, residuals, or that's not the word that I wanted to come out, but past life it's like repetition, right? Over and over again. They're doing this again and they haven't done it. And now this is the opportunity that they're getting to do it. And we can't be the ones to not be the reflectors of truth in these opportunities. Our job is to clear open the authenticity. Our job is to iron out, kind of look at it like that. We're ironing out the authenticity. That's all it's about. You don't have to go into an agreement with them. They don't have to agree with you, but we have to stand in the authenticity. The moment you feel it, just feel it like, fried on the grid, iron that out. Fried on the grid, iron. 1313, go into your divine feminine. Thank you for divine feminine. The divine 13 represents the divine feminine. The divine feminine is being poured in right now. Whether you are a man or a woman, tap into your divine feminine energy. That is your receptive activity. That is your intuition, your feelings, the feelings that indicate what's going on. This is what needs to happen. Allowing yourself to feel in the sensory, in the inner senses. So don't let anything you feel like, ooh, that rubbed me the wrong way. No, pay attention to that feeling. It touched a nerve. Third eye is about what? Everything in the brain, still. Third eye and the crown. It touched a nerve. The nerves help you to do what? Feel. It gave you a feeling so that you can know it. Pay attention. Do not let anything slide. I don't care if it's your children. I told you I just had to check mines today. I don't care if it's your children. I mean, we got to check them every day. But don't think that parasitic energy is not going to use them either, especially if they don't have a handle of these things. If you're not teaching them these things and they're just left to the world and to school and to friends, and yeah, they're definitely going to be used. Especially the more you light up, the more you glow up and light up, they're going to be used. When you cut everybody else off, you're going to have them around you. So the parasitic energy is going to utilize them. I know it sounds harsh. I know it sounds like, are you calling my children a demon? No, I'm not. But please understand that we're all susceptible. And so are they. Nobody's exempt. So watch it and cast it out. That's all you have to do. The power is in the tongue. Use your sword. Cast it out. Cast it out at every chance you get, even if you got to speak it into the air. You don't got to talk to the person directly. Speak it into the air. Speak to their energy. If you do get to talk to them, look them in their eyes and speak to the energy that is behind their eyes. Look into the windows of their soul and speak to that energy that has them on hold. You're not speaking to the person, you're speaking to the energy. And I say that when I'm dealing with the children. Listen, I'm speaking to that energy in you. I see you. They don't like to be seen. Let them know that you see them. Because when you see them, you turn up your light on them, and it's like blasting the sunlight on the vampires. And they have to flee. They have to jump into another host or something for a moment till they could come back and find an opportunity to come back at another moment's weakness. But we have to cast it out. Use your sword. Speak. They're casting spells by you not speaking. If you're into authenticity, that is a spell. Even if it's at work, even with a friend, I don't care who it is, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's inauthentic. If there's something they're doing that got your little spidey senses standing up, it's inauthentic. Speak on it, or do not be in agreement with it. If it's something you can't speak about, then don't do anything with them. Take a rain check. Take 5 rain checks. Don't do anything. This is a very serious move for the next level of our collective. Again, no fear mongering, no doom and gloom. Just be wise. Be of good counsel. Be of wise counsel in your soul. Ashe. And I'm going to leave that right there. I have a video about the third eye and the full moon that I've been doing. It's a 6-part series, so you're going to see that as well. We have one more to do, and that will be tomorrow. So if anyone has any questions, if you need help, if you need guidance into the 5D, if this is new for you and you need guidance, we have a community. So feel free to tune in. If you need one-on-one, that will be available. I will let you know when that time comes. Right now, it's a lot going on, as you can see. But I will let you know. And if it's needed right now, just email me, divineenergystudio@gmail.com. That's the best I could do. And then I can see if spirit guides me to say, okay, this person needs it right now. Because I don't like to turn away anyone that may need it, and that maybe the divine is guiding you at that point. So yeah, just reach out and I will be in touch. I will just listen to spirit. If I even have to let you know that maybe not right now, but I can let you know when. All right. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Let me see anything else. Thank you. Peace, love, and light. I do what I do because it's oh so true. Being in the true timeline reality. That's the zone we want to operate from, by the way. True time reality. Okay, those parasitic energies are operating from ideal time reality. It's the only way they know how to. They do not know what true time is because they do not know how to be in true time. You have to truly be true to be in true time, which means true authenticity. All right, Ashe. So with that said, love, love, love you all. Thank you for all who have come through. Remember to like, subscribe, share, throw emojis, whatever you can to boost the algorithm specifically of this video, because it really needs to get out to as much people who may be needing to hear this. Those who are quantum leaping and entering into the 5th dimension and not seeing these parasitic frequencies that are playing in the background, right? We need to teach each other to put on our 5D glasses. So with that said, love you all. Take a deep breath. And I send you love, light, truth. Because love is the only thing that lights truth. Ashe. Each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out. Be the candle that lights the next one, the next one, and the next one. Look out for the third eye video. Peace, love, and light.